I'm gonna go build the lifter first. Now, building the lifter is very awkward. The way that I do it is the boosters themselves are built, and then the tank's built. The boosters are attached to the tank via subassembly, and then that whole thing is subassembled and put onto the shuttle, and it makes everything much more symmetrical that way. So first things first, let's build out the boosters. Now, when I do my boosters, I like to use the silver tanks. They just look better. I think we need 4 of them, maybe 5. I think we'll go with... I don't know. Are those too big? Hold on, I need to kind of build a mock here. The shuttle tank itself, basically what I do is I do 2 orange tanks and then a silver one in the middle, and it just makes it cleaner. Yeah, that's good. 5 is fine. All right, so let's see if I can do this right here. I kind of want to use these adapters, but at the same time, I just want to leave this open on the bottom. So I think we'll do that. What I will do, though, is we'll use a quad coupler on here, just to kind of clean the bottom of this up a bit. No, that looks weird. I don't want to use a lot of parts. That's the problem. But these are all, they're all wide. Actually, this one isn't so bad. Does that line up right? I just don't want a wide bottom here. That's my problem. I mean, what I did on my other one was I used a Curbadyne adapter on the bottom. And I just offset this up. I think we might have to do that again. But, no. We're going to be using the same amount of parts anyway. Just, let's forget it. Do 4 of these in symmetry. Gotta go, dad stuff. Might be back. Alright, Enraged. No worries. Take care. Have fun. And I will see you later. And don't worry, because this will be, you know, it'll be highlighted. It'll be on YouTube. It'll always be around. But take care, Enraged. And guys, again, go follow Enraged Aries. There you go. I was enjoying his stream the other day when I caught him. He's another KSP streamer. Pretty good guy. Definitely check him out. Alright, I want to put these all on in one X symmetry here. There we go. This is just, no, it doesn't look right. It needs that extra touch. Backstab my foot on broken glass. Ouch. I hope you're okay. Well, that's not a good thing. It needs this. We have to do it. But yeah, I hope you're doing okay, Jangle. Hope it wasn't too bad. Alright, yeah, this is much nicer. Alright, no symmetry. Now, the reason I'm not doing symmetry, I'll tell you guys that as soon as we're done. But it's basically, it'll allow me to control the throttle on these engines. And it'll be much, much, much better when we actually put the shuttle on it. But yeah, this is how I build my my shuttle boosters. They're very simple, very straightforward. Just a flesh wound, yeah. Alright, so for up here, now I have a choice I can make. I want to know what you guys think. I can either, for the boosters, go with a nose cone fuel tank here, which will make it really tall and pointy, or we can go with a nose cone. I'll let you guys decide kind of what we want to do. Personally, I like this a lot better. I think this looks a lot nicer. We'll just radially attach that, just so you can kind of see the difference side by side. But I think the fuel tank here, I think it'll look a lot nicer. It'll look more like a standard shuttle booster. And we'll clip some SAS in there too, just to help it. Bottoms of my feet are pretty thick, like no blood. That's good, I guess. I suppose that's a good thing. Clip this up a little bit more. Glass manufacturer. So the glass manufacturer. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they would. I don't think they would like that. Smart Home Depot. Oh dear. All right, this doesn't look so bad. Now I like to clip in this like halfway up the tank. Just personal preference. This is empty space anyway, so we might as well make use of it. Order a refund, yeah. All right, I'm just gonna go with this. I think it looks nicer. Okay. But just a simple, straightforward little booster. I could probably go without this adapter and just clip them into each other, but it'll just look really weird. I don't know. I think we'll just stick with the adapter for now. Alright, and the way that I do this is I'll just put a girder here. A couple of girders. Change the root part. Alright, let's just sub-assembly this. How do you use someone? Oh dear. Alright, so this is shuttle SRB. It's not really solid. Solid rockets are too small. So I don't like to use solids for it. Now for the external tank, what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna use boosters. And the reason I'm gonna use these boosters here is because they make a really good core. We drain them, we don't have to worry about them. And they're the longest piece in the game, so they're gonna seriously cut back on the amount of parts we need. And then it's as simple as just 4x symmetry, a couple of these. Easy peasy. Really expensive lawyer. Totally. Okay. Now, for up here, how do I want to do this? Because the top of the shuttle's external tank. Let me go get a picture here. The top of the external tank is pointed, but it rounds out a bit. So, thinking what I'd do here is maybe use the slanted adapters and then bring that into like a fairing maybe. Did just roll in the glass. Oh dear. I hope you're alright, Jangle. How do I want to do this? Alright, you know what we need to do? This needs to be clipped in a little bit. So slide this in here. Now, I could use 4 of these, I think. That might look okay. Actually, you know what? I know what I can do. I'm going to remove these really quick. Let's put one of these nose cones on top of this. And then 4 of these here. And now what this nose cone on top is going to do, it's basically just going to serve as a point for me to kind of clip these into so we don't see the blue. No, that just looks stupid. Alright, you know what? What if we put another one of these in here? That just looks silly. That just looks silly. Seeing as it's Tutorial Tuesday, how do you clip things? What button press? So, clipping things, it's not about a button press. You can clip things as simply as just taking a part and coming in here and just, you know, inserting it in here. But what I'm doing, let me just delete these because these look stupid. What I'm doing up here is, I'm just going to put this nose cone here. When I take a part and I clip it in, say I use this wing, I'll just hit 2, and that switches it to offset. It's place, move, rotation, and change route here. Reroute is 1, 2, 3, and 4 specifically. 2 is the offset tool, and then I just click on a part. It brings this up here, and then you just drag. That's basically all it is. But Marty, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. I hope you're having a great day today. We built the shuttle. The shuttle's ready. It just needs to be strapped to a tank here. So that's what we're currently working on. I'm not going to do any struts on this, just for, you know, for the sake of not glitching things out. Just clip that down here. This is an issue, this booster, but we can just clip this in. Kuri with the host. How's it going, Kuri? Thank you for the host. Again, guys, go and follow Kuri. No, I don't want to do struts. Struts are bad right now. Now we want to try and avoid anything that's structural or any fuel lines like that. But this is basically our external tank. Now, I'm going to put same thing here. Just single girder. Just a pair of them. Change the root part. This is just how I do it. You don't have to do it this way. But it makes things a little less glitchy to have a part attaching to it. Shuttle, external, tank. Save. And now we get to the meat and potatoes of balancing a shuttle properly. Gurino with the hosterino. Had to think that one out, yeah. Alright, space shuttle. 213 parts. Not bad. Not bad at all. So center mass, center lift. I don't like that center lift, but I think it's because of the VAB. It's messed up. Alright. So there's our shuttle. Retract all of our gear bays. Start retracted. There we go. Now, I'm going to do this kind of weird. I'm going to use a structural pylon just because I don't want to have the... I I don't want to have debris on the shuttle. I don't like little marks. So if we use a structural pylon here, that'll be better. And then let's grab our sub-assemblies here. The Punisher. Cheers. No worries, no worries. I appreciate you hanging out. Lurking or not, you guys are all awesome. Alright, let's see here. Shuttle external tank. No, don't overwrite. Shuttle external tank. Alright, so the way that I attach this, because of that girder, it's very glitchy. So we do this. I'm going to take this off. Get rid of that. That basically changes the root part now to be the tank here without like majorly glitching it. Just need to get in here and kind of offset this. It's very awkward, and that's why I use the girder. It just makes doing this much easier. Okay. So there's our external tank attached to our shuttle. We'll offset this up a bit too. But you can see why I sub-assembled it now. It's just much better. Alright, so boosters. Boosters are hard. Boosters are hard to attach here. But we'll do 2 radial decouplers. I have to kind of line these up manually because it's not in symmetry. I didn't attach them like I should have. Actually, no, I have another idea here. What I usually do for this is I'll put in a girder in 2x symmetry because that's the root part. We'll have a nice little girder here that we can attach to. And then it's just as simple as putting the decouplers on those. And then we'll grab the SRB, even though it's not solid. Alright, I think that's the root part. Yeah, it is. Oops, don't overwrite that. Okay. So same thing, just put the tank on here. That doesn't need to be offset at all, but it does need to be duplicated. There we go. It's a long link, deal with it. Yeah, that's cool. I don't mind. Alright, let's offset this up here, maybe. Clip this in a bit, and there we go. That's pretty much it for external tank balance. One thing I'm going to do, and it's just personal preference that I do this, I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to grab a heat shield. Now, these are absolutely unnecessary. They're extra weight. They're not good to have on here, but I like just having some of these, and I drain out the ablator. And I think just putting these heat shields on the bottom just gives it a nice little style. Just makes it look fancy. Really no reason to do it other than to make it look cool. Oops. It's just personal preference. Where did that attach to? What is that? Oh, that's a big one. That's why. There we go. And then clip this in here. But yeah, it's personal preference for me to put these on. I think it just looks nice. Drain the ablator. It just gives it a nice like black bottom here and just gives it a nice seam. Makes everything really blend together really, really nicely. Perfect. 10 out of 10 went by again. I didn't miss fuel balancing. No. We're doing that right now. I just need to get this all lined up and started. This will just take me a minute. Alright. I want 4x symmetry here. Let me see if I can get these struts on right. No, struts are going to glitch out. So struts I have to attach manually. This is going to stink. But this will just take me a minute. Just need to make sure that everything is structurally secure. If we don't strut this, we're going to have a lot of wobble on an already really glitchy sub-assembly. Because we have a lot of nested sub-assemblies here, and that's going to cause major, major problems. We're going to be a lot of parts here. I'm sorry if anybody's on console and wants to know how to build the shuttle, because I'm very part heavy when it comes to this stuff. I love to make it all look good. You could probably cut back on a lot of these. You could use NASA tanks instead. Don't really need these wing panels on here. I have a lot of extra stuff on here that I could probably go without, but it just makes it look so good this way. Sorry if I missed it, but why no engines in the orange tanks? The NASA shuttle, you know, the NASA space shuttle does not actually have engines on the orange tanks. That's basically why. If I were to put engines on it, it would be more in line with the Buran than a NASA shuttle. But yeah, this is basically the way that the NASA shuttle is. Trying to stay true to that. Shuttleism, yeah. Like I said, it would be more like to Buran if I had engines on the external tank. The way that the shuttle works is that it uses solids. We obviously don't have very big solids, so we use liquids instead. Use solid liquid boost or solid fuel boosters since we're using liquid fuel. It'll fire up with these. Most of the fuel in this is actually going to go to the shuttle here, to the main engines. And then once we get to that point, once this tank is empty, these engines will no longer be used, and we'll switch over to the Rapier engines, our closed cycle orbital maneuvering system, essentially. And that'll do everything we need. This is a beast. Let's see what you got here. That is insanity. I couldn't even imagine building a vehicle like that. It's nuts. I don't like the way this nose cone is. It looks really ugly. I don't know. Let me just run some struts around here. Now I have to put these all on in 1x just because the symmetry is all bugged. Normally I would have put these on otherwise, but I didn't have a choice there. Alright, can I do mirror symmetry on this, or is it going to bug out? I can do mirror symmetry, great. We'll just run some struts off of this onto the shuttle in mirror symmetry just to hold it together. Run one more set right here to the nose. Oh, it didn't mirror on me. I want mirror symmetry, thank you. Alright, there we go. Run a 5th tank through the center. The center of what? Of the orange tank? I don't need a 5th tank through here because I have a booster as a core. It's basically just a structural part. We don't need more fuel than this, actually. This is more fuel than we need for a light payload. So this should be fine. I know this is rated for 36 tons. It should have no problems lifting an orange tank. Oh, the orange tank? Yeah. The thing is, though, it won't smoothen it. That's the problem. The issue is I need a much rounder nose cone, and the only way to get that is by using a fairing, and I don't want to use a fairing. Get your head out of the gutter. No, I know what you meant. I know what you meant. I don't want to do that because I could use this, actually. But we'll still run into the same problems. Let me try this. This might work. Hold on. I have a thought. If we use the structural thing here and then just put a standard nose cone on top, this might actually be okay. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work without that point. Use a 4-to-1. The problem is if I use a 4 adapter like that, it won't attach to these. It'll only attach to a single node. Just need to undo all this. I think just the single nose cones like this will be fine. It's a little pointy for me, but it works. And that's what's important. Alright, so I need to do the fuel balancing here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run a umbilical tank. Oops. I don't know what I just grabbed. Hit undo just to be safe. Yeah, I don't know what I just grabbed. A single node outrageous? Yeah, it's just the way that the game works. You have to have docking ports otherwise, and that will just add so many parts to it. Alright, so I'm just going to run a small umbilical Oscar B tank through here. And you'll understand why in a moment. So what we're going to do is I need to make sure that this is aligned with the adapter. So this is going to come down a little bit. This fuel tank here, we're going to run a fuel line off of this into that adapter with all the engines on it. Down here, we're going to do one thing first. I'm going to put a panel on here. Don't really need to use a panel, but I'm going to use a panel anyway. We're going to run a panel into an Oscar B. When you're doing shuttle fuel tanks, basically, I explained this when we were building the shuttle, but you want your center of thrust, if I bring it up here, my center of thrust with only the thrust limit these, only these engines running. Right now, this is what we're looking at for a center of thrust. When we drop, let me just save this really quick. When we drop the boosters, we're going to be approximately, if I drain all these tanks here, see if I can do this right. It's going to take me a minute. These are going to go into the external, or into the boosters. So those are going to drain into that. And then this back tank here, it's going to drain from bottom to top and then from bottom to top again. When we separate the boosters, we should be looking at approximately about maybe this much fuel at least, minimum. So that's what our center of thrust looks like, and our center of mass is going to be way up here. And like I said when we were building the wings out, get my little paint tool again. The center of mass and the center of thrust need to line up. As long as they line up, we're good. We're going to continue to go straight. And that is perfect. Those engines are so cheaty. What engines? The vector engines? I mean, they're NASA engines. What am I going to do? I don't know if I saved it before I did that. I should just undo it. That's what he's about to do. This is the magic part. Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing here. Just redo that. I'm doing Control Z and Control Y, by the way. It's undo and redo. Just making sure those are all refueled. Okay, so we're good. So this needs no fuel. It's going to be empty. It is exclusively a umbilical tank. Alright. So first things first, we need a fuel line from here down to this tank. And then a fuel line off of this tank down to this little guy here. And that's the first half of it. Now up here, I said we were going to go from bottom to top. So up here, I need to just kind of clip this in. We're going to run one fuel line across. That should do it. That should help the fuel run perfect. We'll put this on a decoupler, and I'll show you guys exactly what it's going to do, or on a structural piece, and I'll show you how it's going to flow. You guys will see exactly how it's done. And then over here, it's just as simple as just a single line from here, and a single line off of here. Easy peasy. This should help show dry mass without needing to empty all your fuel tanks. Let's see. Oh yeah, RCS build aid. See, I could do that, but I like draining the fuel tanks. It's easy that way. For me, at least. Couldn't find anything besides the curse link. It's okay. It's okay. I actually need to add the KSP curse to the whitelist, now that I think of it. I'll have to do that after the stream. But no, that should be fine. Now, again, we have fuel draining from these side tanks exclusively into these, and then this front and back tank are going to be for the shuttle. Now, one last thing I need is some struts, and then we'll go and we'll give this a quick dry run and see how it handles. It'll just take me a minute. Now, I don't really care what these struts look like, so I'm kind of placing them haphazardly. If you care about appearance, you know, don't do it this way. But I'm a little bad about struts sometimes. So that should do it. We'll need some clamps to hold everything together. I think just a single clamp here, and then a couple of clamps off of these should be fine. And then we need to do all the action groups. That's going to be the hard part. Could do something to allow me to do that. Oh, that's remove my capabilities of future modification. No. I wanna whitelist it so other people can link to curse, because you know it's the KSP curse. It's just mods. I have the other mod sites linked, but not curse, and that's just it's an afterthought that I didn't think about, so it's fine. All right, so I think we're good there. I need to just do, what am I doing here? Do the action groups, right? Okay. So yep, be right back. All right, sure thing. So action group 1, 2, 3, and 4 I reserved for these engines. And remember when I said we're placing them not in symmetry? This is why. Let me just fix my staging here too while I'm at it. So shuttle engines go first, then decouplers and booster engines, which is these guys. So yeah, we place them in single, but in symmetry on either side here, so that I can action group them differently. So action group 1 is going to be these engines. Action group 2 will do these. Action group 3 will be these inside ones, and action group 4 will be the back ones here. And that'll be, it's going to be basically the same thing as throttling back and forth the engines on the shuttle, but since we can't dynamically throttle the boosters or the shuttle, you know, independently of each other, we have to basically action group these engines, and that'll keep our center of mass and thrust aligned as we drain fuel. By the time we drop these boosters, we should only have one more engine active. Alright, so This is a really nice looking craft. I actually am really happy with it. It looks much nicer than my standard ones. Alright, let's throw in an orange tank here just for good measure. This thing should be rated maximum at about 40 tons. I usually use an orange tank, 36 tons, for good measure. So we'll just strut that in, hold it in place. Here we go. That should hold that in. And we'll just drop that when we go in deorbit or whatever. Worst case, we have, you know, extra fuel if we need it. Hopefully we don't. Back for realsies? Alright, welcome back. But yeah, it's fuel. Running the actual fuel umbilical is really easy. It's all about making sure that your balance is good. If you got good balance, you'll be fine. And I think we are pretty good to do a quick launch test here and just see how it handles. Again, one more thing that I like to do just for good measure is a pair of lights up here. Just because. Throw on a pair of lights right there. And there we go. Kind of clip those down a little bit, put them in. It's just to light up the ship. There's no other reason for this. I don't need them. They're just extra parts that I could cut back on, but I choose to add them for good measure. Alright, so let's save it. Let's take out the crew and do a quick unmanned flight test here. Alright, let's see. Next week, do a space station orbiting and docking together tutorial. I did one actually a couple weeks ago, but what I'm going to be doing is, it probably won't be so much a space station thing. I might build some station stuff. But I want to build a new space station, and I want to build a moon or a Minmus mining base. So we'll be doing a bunch of docking, don't worry. We'll be doing all kinds of stuff, especially with the shuttle. I'm not done, just today was the build part. I want to use the shuttle in practice later on. But I'm going to actually take all these clamps here. I'm going to leave them as they sit. And I'm going to hack gravity, and I'm just going to let them sit up here. I want to show you guys what the staging looks like. And how the fuel drains. So first things first, the engines turn on here. I didn't turn those off, which is fine. We'll worry about that later. Apparently I can't hack gravity. Alright, you know what? Forget it. Let me revert to VAB. I have a few more things I need to do in the action groups anyway that I forgot about. Action group 5 historically is my cargo bay doors. 6 is my upper engine here. 7 is my bottom ones. And actually I need to shut down the gimbal too. So we'll do toggle engine, toggle gimbal, put the toggle gimbal back on this. And then 8, we'll do switch mode for this guy, just because. Okay, I think we're good. This isn't a game, wake up, Nathan. I'm sorry if I bore you. I've heard that my voice is relaxing, but I don't really believe that. Alright, so I guess we're not going to hack gravity. I guess we're just going to do a regular launch and see how it handles. Good timing. Flight testing? Yeah, good timing indeed. I just made a mistake and blew it up. And this isn't so much flight testing as it is actual launch testing, or testing the fuel drain and to make sure that everything is balanced on the actual shuttle. Alright, we are up, and so far so good. So basically what we're going to see is these side tanks here are going to drain into the boosters independently of the actual ship. Meanwhile, this tank is draining first into the shuttle, followed by, it should be this one, and then it'll go and do the same thing here. It's not doing the same thing. That is draining first. That should not be draining. Hold on, something's broken here. Something's messed up. Something happened that is causing the fuel to actually drain from this tank and this tank simultaneously, pretty much. That's an issue. You'll see what's happening here is our center of mass is a little off. That's a problem. Okay, I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna revert it. I need to fix that fuel flow. You didn't bore me. I was just really tired. Yeah. No worries, Nathan. I'm only kidding. But no worries. That's cool. You know, sleep is important sometimes. Alright, let me see if I can fix this because something's going wrong here. Because it's supposed to be draining. It's supposed to be draining into the top tank here. Alright, you know what? We can run it off these orange tanks instead. Run it right there. That should hopefully fix it. See if that takes care of it. I'm tired waiting for your loved ones to help click it. Too lazy to click play. It happens. Oh man. But yeah, this thing is going pretty good. Alright. Test 2. Main engine's on. Booster engine's on. This should stop draining. Yep, there we go. Much better. So yeah, this is no longer draining. These are now no longer draining. Our center mass should hold here. So again, you'll see these side tanks drain first, followed by the booster tanks. Meanwhile, this tank here will drain vertical, followed by this one first, back up. Need to shut down the first engine. So we'll shut down engine number 4 to keep our center of thrust closest to the shuttle. Give it this little roll here. We've got a lot of control authority because of SAS and gimbal. So I'm having a little bit of hard time actually flying this thing. You can tell that I've built so many of these because of how quickly I slapped together the lifter. Let's shut down second engine. Engine number 3, it's going to be the inside one. Still top 8, that'd be number 7. You're getting there. You are getting there. Did it? Kappa one would be dope? Yeah, it would be great. Alright, we're a little shallow here, so I'm going to pitch up just a little bit more. How are we doing on the drain here? These tanks should just about be empty. Great. These are not draining yet still. Oh, they are draining. Never mind. We're on that tank now. Alright, this shuttle just wants to roll, so we'll let it roll. It's mainly because we've got too much thrust on the boosters, so we'll shut that extra engine off. Things are moving a lot quicker than I expected here with this, so yeah, so that one's draining first, and it'll again go up to top tank here. And that keeps our center of thrust again aligned with basically along the direction that we're pointing it, which is great. Not even close. Kappa cool, dope. I actually, I don't have a Kappa cool in there. I tried to stick with Twitch global emotes so that people could see it on mobile as well. My slots cooldown should be done too. Not even close. I don't think I've seen the Kappa win come up yet, actually. Fun fact. Alright, we're on the last booster tank. 2 minutes into flight. So far, so good, though. 36-ton rated shuttles flying really nicely. And obviously, 36 tons is probably the most that this thing will ever need to carry. I don't think it'll carry anything bigger than that. But this thing flies really good. I'm quite pleasantly surprised. Okay. And I just realized that these burners are supposed to be... Oh, boosters flamed out. Those burners are supposed to be on Action Group 9. I don't know if they are still. Make a slots BTTV command? I don't want to do that. The thing is, eventually, if I ever get a partnership, I want to basically have a... That's weird. I want to have a partnered emote slots, basically. You know, the one thing that I forgot to put on here is, how are we doing on fuel? Oh, we don't have any fuel in the external tank. That's a problem. The one thing that I want to do is have, like, partnered emotes. So, eventually, if I ever get to that point, we'll see. Alright, so I need to redo this fuel a little bit. What I did before was I had fuel lines that ran out of here into this tank. And we siphoned a little bit. We burned a little too much fuel there, but for all intents and purposes, this thing is flying exactly as it should. I see the issue too. We have a 200-kilometer AP. I stopped paying attention. It would have helped if I didn't burn 200 kilometers, but it's fine. Bob's Landmark, welcome. Lottery which means 10. That would be really hard to do, and it would be a really big fuel. Or big fuel? No, big file. All right. I mean, I messed it up. I burned a little too much. Why is there so much smoke? Yeah, it's a mod. It's destruction effects that does that. That's basically it. I was worried there for a second. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just action group 6 and 7 to turn those engines off, just because I don't want them gimbaling. But yeah, I did mess the launch up a little bit. We shouldn't be this high up. We should only be going to about 100. So that was a big mistake on my part. Luckily, we've got this extra fuel, so we'll just siphon from this if we need it. It's fine. We will need it, by the way. But it's fine. I'm going to do another launch after this and just do it a little bit better because I made a mistake. Mistakes were made. Alright. So we have an orbit, technically. I'm going to ditch this tank here. We don't need it anymore. Let that do its thing. Use the RCS to get clear. That'll go and deorbit itself, and then we'll do a single pass around and try a re-entry test and see how this thing handles. I'm a little concerned being at this altitude, but I think we'll be fine. Oh, I need to bring the periapsis up. We'll do a little radial burn too and see if we can bring the AP out or in a bit. That should help. And then we'll burn off all that extra fuel that we don't need in here. But yeah, I made a slight miscalculation. I stopped paying attention. I need to pay attention to these numbers a bit better. But it's fine. I should bring this periapsis up to something that won't get me killed. And then we'll go around to AP and we'll just come in for a really steep re-entry burn. Hates to breed, dumps fuel tank at 200. It was 200 by 20, so it will actually re-enter. It's not a big deal. Let me actually turn the debris thing on. Or, hold on. I want all debris. There we go. There's a couple pieces in here that are supposed to deorbit, and they will eventually, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Alright, let's point this thing retro. Big thing here is I need to make sure that our re-entry trajectory and re-entry profile, everything is okay. So as long as we can just get a decent re-entry that doesn't bring us down in the ocean, I think we'll be okay. And we'll do another little dummy launch here and see if we can, you know, not do what I just did. And I think we'll be good. But I'm going to change it so that the Rapier switch mode is on action group 0 instead of 9. But what we should see here is this tank. I'm just going to set it as my target. That tank should have a really low apoapsis, and it should actually eventually deorbit itself. Eventually. But yeah, we'll go and we'll do another quick re-entry test with this thing. See what we can do with it. So we're coming in really fast, so I'm a little concerned. But this wasn't so bad. We got a lot done today. I just need to find my phone. I don't know what I did with it. But we got a lot done. We got a nice new shuttle here. And again, I'm not going to release the shuttle file just because it's much better to build your own. It's going to perform differently no matter what happens. If you built your own or if you flew mine, and it's very complicated. And you get much, you know, you're much more rewarded if you build your own, in my opinion. Alright, we're still having some aerodynamic issues, but I think it's mostly because of my trajectory. See if I can bring the nose up here. Check the closet for what? My phone, Jangle? No, it's probably on my bed. I think I left it over there. Not actually sure. I'll find it wherever it is. Never time warp and re-entering. Yeah, creeper face, welcome. No, I made a mistake, and we're coming in from a really high altitude too, so it's just causing some issues. Well, how you doing, creeper face? Good to see you. All right, this is a problem. Yeah, I messed up the launch. We came up with like a 200-kilometer AP. So that just caused some issues. Check the catnip toy. No, it's somewhere around here. Cat might have taken it. No, she wouldn't have. We're good. We're good. I know it's around here somewhere. I just need to find it. Yeah, I messed up the launch. We came in way too steep. From 200 kilometers, it's not meant to do that. Alright, can we just pull the nose up, please? Use the Verners to help. Come on. Alright, we're good. Problem solved. Just put this here. What is that? I don't know what that is. Now this is a suicide burn? Yeah. No, it's fine. It was all part of the plan. We're good. Do a little physics warping, see if we can get back into flight here. Alright. That's all she wrote. Let's see if we can glide back to the land. I don't know if we can. Meanwhile, that tank, it's too high to deorbit, but it will be in the atmosphere, so I could, in theory, switch to it. We're not going to make land. Link to my KGR Discord. Alright, no worries. Okay. Just trying not to stall here, but I'm trying to keep my horizontal speed up enough that we can just do a splashdown. But we'll have to make a few modifications to our flight path. I'm also noticing a little bit of structural issues down the bottom here, but it's no big deal. We'll give it another quick test flight, see how it handles. But not bad for a 3-hour build. I think it's been about 3 hours. Alright, it's gonna be a little rough. Ouch. Alright, we're good. Minor damage. Again, the same stuff blew up. Basically the front wings here and our structural panels, and then we lost our nose adapter. But that was not terrible. Something just randomly splashed down over there. But yeah, not bad for a little 3-hour shuttle build. Too rough? Yeah. Shady, welcome. That was my fault. Didn't need that stuff? Yeah. No, it was a very bad trajectory. It was my fault. What is it? Fire mod? It's destruction effects. I'll type it in the chat. Mork, welcome to the stream. It's specifically destruction effects. There we go. So again, just to kind of summarize, for anybody who just came in, we built the shuttle on stream from scratch. Highlight that. Looks like it hurt a little, yeah. We built the shuttle from scratch. We ran all the fuel lines and everything. Basically, there's a plate in here that separates the engine mount from the rest of the shuttle. And then over here, we've got fuel. It's basically running from the back tank up, runs across here via this fuel line. And then it runs from the bottom tank up again and drains out of this tank into this Oscar B, and then down into this Oscar B, which runs into these engines. Meanwhile, we've got another fuel line clipped in here to run to the Rapier, which is attached to this part here. And it's, other than that, a very, very simple shuttle build. The hard part is just flying the thing. But one more modification I need to make is we need one more set of fuel lines. And we're going to put those right here. And that's going to be so that we drain the fuel from these side tanks into the front and back tanks as well. Just to help with that a little bit. And again, they're inside. I don't care. They don't have to be perfect. But that should help with our fuel a little bit. Surprisingly buoyant. Yeah. Gold Mullet, welcome. Chat 2 active? I don't mind. I like active chat. Active chat's good. But it's good to have you guys here. I appreciate everyone hanging out. It means a lot. Alright. Panel lock, SAS on, throttle up. Let's go for test launch again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition and liftoff. Alright, so we'll try and do this flight path again. But I might take this shuttle and bring it over to the normal save. This is running really nicely. Alright, so we'll hold steady here. We should be good. Should be good. Hopefully. Heads to the nearest SSTO and splits. Time to change my location. Enjoy the build. I'm glad you were here, some guy. It was good to have you. Take care. Have a good one. Okay. Shut down first engine. Going a little too fast here. Alright. I think we're good. Just need to be really careful here. Alright, I need to pitch over. I wasn't paying attention to the altimeter. I was trying to keep this thing going straight. I stopped paying attention. But yeah, take care, some guy. Again, guys, go follow some guy. Let me give him another shout here. There we go. Go and follow him. Plays Kerbal as well. Super, super awesome. Alright. 400 meters per second. We are looking good. But I hope that you guys learned a lot today. I hope I got, you know, a lot in here. There's a lot of building, not so much technical. The one thing that I try to focus on, and I mentioned this earlier, I try to focus a lot on the mechanics of it rather than the actual build. That's where, you know, that's where it becomes a bigger detail in my opinion. I cannot fly straight to save my life right now. The one other thing we don't have on here yet is SRBs, or not SRBs, Separatrons for the SRBs, the LRBs I should say, but that's fine. Worry about it later on. Separatrons are easy. We just need a couple up on top here, and then a couple on top and bottom on the external tank. I can fit those off stream. It's not a big deal. But yeah, I'll probably take this and start using it as a revision. I think it's like 5.3 or something for the normal shuttle. Coming up on booster separation in 3, 2, 1. Boosters are clear. All right. This is a much better launch than the last one was. All right. Bring this up to about 100K. And then we'll try for a Space Center landing after this. How are we doing on fuel? Oh, we got plenty of fuel. Yeah, this is a much better launch. This is how it's supposed to be. Not going that 200 kilometers. That was terrible. And we still have this full tank here, so we can use that actually to finish our insertion. Pretty good. All right. Hold here, hold on prograde, and I think we're good. Actually pull up a little bit too. Our AP is drifting a little behind us. This is kind of an issue, but I think we'll be fine. Rank 10, really? I'm sorry, Jangle. Alright, so what I want to do, I'm going to actually... A little bad here. I'm going to do a radial burn, see if we can bring that out this way. See if we can do this right. I think what I'm going to do is get this up in orbit. We'll do a quick kind of how to land at the Space Center thing. And then it's probably going to be... How long have I been going? About 3 hours? Yeah, that'll probably be it. We'll see. I'm late. No worries, Carrie. No worries. You didn't miss too much. Well, I mean, you did miss a lot. But no worries. It's okay. It's okay. Hope you're doing good, Carrie. Alright, we just flamed out to... It's fine. I'll leave the external tank in orbit. I don't really care. Do a little scrape there. It's just a dream. Alright, we're good. Whatever. Goodbye, external tank. It was nice knowing you. Okay. I think we're good. So, start time warping. I'm going to keep the orange tank in here, and we're going to bring it down with us, just to be safe. I want to make sure that it deorbits. Unlike the shuttle external tank. Didn't miss too much? Well, you missed a lot. Yeah, you missed the whole build. Alright, so let's see if I can do this right. Can I turn the brightness up so you can actually see Kerbin? No, I can't. Alright, this is going to be interesting. My re-entry burn point's right about here, generally. It's going to be really hard to do this, but I think we'll just burn at periapsis and we'll be fine. Burn right here. Make up your mind. I'm sorry, Carrie. But no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I started a little early myself. I think I was on like 20 minutes early. But not bad. For 3 hours to get a shuttle built, that's pretty good. Alright, we're going to burn right here. I'm going to turn my brightness down a little bit too. Just because. So when you're doing a re-entry burn, I try to come in kind of right between this peninsula again and this island. So we'll just kind of burn for that point, see what we can get. Slots, probably on cooldown, Jangle. See if I can find the end of this orbit here. It's really hard to see with the clouds sometimes, but we'll get it. Cooldown, yeah. That's cool. Alright, here comes our periapsis. Coming in slowly. Still got plenty of fuel, I think. We should be good, but I don't think we even need to drain from the payload this time. 200 meters per second left. Yeah, we're good. We got plenty of fuel. Alright, here comes our trajectory. It ends right about here. Just need to be really careful. I'm just kind of following it back. We'll go to right about here-ish. That should be fine. Alright. Decouple the orange tank. Get that debris out of there. Alright. Here we go. We are go for reentry. Perfect. Alright. Hold here. We are good. Alright, let's get this thing down. I'm a little concerned. Maybe we might make it. We might be okay. It's gonna be hard, but we might be okay. Flame Kuri Nezadam, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Again, I don't want to wrap, but I'm probably gonna have to head out soon. And I want to ask before I wrap up, those of you hanging out in the chat, I want to know what you guys want to see next week, because I was going to do either the shuttle if we didn't finish it, or I was gonna do the mining stuff on the moon, the refinery outpost thing. So I don't know. If you guys have a preference, let me know. Otherwise, I might leave it to a poll again. We'll see. Debris is how I know I've been somewhere. Yeah, I like to keep debris out of. We're like skipping through the atmosphere here. That's a problem. This thing is much more aerodynamic. It's much better than my other shuttle here. We're coming in way too high. Do a little S-turn here. Mining, yeah, because the mining stuff won, but I was going to do a little station building with this too. So what I might do is we'll send up the parts in the shuttle, and then we'll work on the mining outpost next week. And then maybe after that, we'll do some more like station building and rendezvous stuff. We'll see. Now my Google Chrome crashed. I didn't see the last minute. You're good. Don't worry. We're just doing the re-entry burn. You didn't miss it much. It was just the deorbit procedure. But it's okay, Nathan. Welcome back. Alright, let me use the RCS here. Activate the Verners. Having trouble getting the nose to move here. Screwed it up again. It happens. Alright, I think we're overshot a little bit, but it's fine. I should have burned a little bit longer, but for a little rough estimate, that's not so bad. Alright, come on. Come on. Trying so hard to get this thing to go back toward the space center. I want to land on the runway. Content with dreaming about Kerbal? Yeah. Alright, here we go. We're coming in a little off. It's fine. It's not a big deal. We should have burned a little bit longer. Not by much. Just a tiny, tiny bit. But it's fine with me. Making this powered glide. And again, I like to just make sure that the the shuttle has rocket power. I don't like to use the jets, but I like to have the capability. But that's fine. Okay. Coming in for final approach. Gear down. Bring this out of time warp before we crash. We're still landing on the runway, even if it wasn't, totally perfect. That's fine. All right, 73, 70. Oh, we're coming in fast. We're good though. And touchdown. All right, not bad. Shoots out, brakes on. That was a good landing. And we have a successful shuttle in a very, very small amount of time. I'm pretty proud about that. We'll go and we'll pull it up to the spaceplane hangar. But I hope I could at least teach some of you guys a little bit about shuttle build. Nicely done, thank you. I wish we could have come in from the west instead, but I'll take an eastbound landing. Or a westbound landing, that's fine. I'll take a landing from the east, no problem. But not bad. And there we go. pull it up. And if we had a crew on here, they would have landed safely. Not so bad. Fancy. Take a little screenshot of that. But yeah, I'm happy with that. That was good. Anyway,